hydrogeologists, so we don't mind the rain, right?
That's fine. Yeah.
When I was the undergrad student, we are waiting rain
Right.
to measure
things. Yeah.
river discharge or that kind of, right?
So we're sitting here in this beautiful Zen garden and temple, and we're going to ask kind of a strange question. Can groundwater be beautiful? We've been searching for a long time as groundwater scientists around how to visualize groundwater because it's invisible beneath our feet. And we've often forgotten, I think, about beauty. Yeah. We love art and we love beautiful things, but we rarely think about the beauty of groundwater. So can groundwater be beautiful, do you think, Makoto?
Yes, I think groundwater is very beautiful. And groundwater is invisible, and invisible is beautiful. Yeah. I want to share the story about the kimono.
Sure.
You know the kimono, right?
For sure.
The very beautiful outside, right? Very colorful and very nice outside. But if you look inside, you can find more beautiful things. Beautiful mark, beautiful color. So Japanese culture said inside is important than outside.
Okay. Yeah.
Bit different from
Yeah.
So we believed we don't want to do showing off.
Yeah.
So we keep. Inside it has a more important than outside. That's same as groundwater probably. Invisible and important and beauty.
Yeah. So what could, if we think of an aquifer like a kimono, I wonder what the inside of an aquifer's kimono would look like. Like what, how can we think of the beauty of an aquifer, or maybe that's not even the right way of saying it. What is the beauty of groundwater? We can think about physical beauty, we can think about how groundwater is represented in art, but we can also maybe think about how groundwater makes things beautiful. So how the connections of groundwater to people, to agriculture and food, and to nature, how all of these create beautiful landscapes, beautiful groundwater landscapes. So what do you think a beautiful groundwater landscape could look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's traditionally that the Japanese community has used the groundwater borehole, the spring as a community.
Right.
So the borehole were core of the community. So people come there to wash the vegetable and wash the anything, and they share the information. So that information connect to the outside of the community. Right? So that it's the borehole become the core of the community.
Right.
And through groundwater.
Right.
So that kind of beauty exists in in traditional time. And what do you think that for current situation?
Yeah, that's a great question. I wonder if there could be such a thing as a beautiful groundwater meeting. We go to a lot of meetings about the groundwater challenges around the world and in our different regions. And I wonder if even those types of modern meetings could be like the same idea as meeting at a borehole and meeting around groundwater. So I wonder if we could, be in a groundwater landscape while we have those meetings. Be eating food that's grown with groundwater and appreciating and loving and appreciating the beauty of that food. And how we can bring people together to be with groundwater, and not just thinking of it as a groundwater model or as a graph or as something that we can only think of with numbers or that's invisible to us. So how we can make these things beautiful. I even just wonder about groundwater in art itself, like whether either paintings or in theater, in music, how we can bring that more forward.
Right. I think that art is very good to connect to the groundwater. And I think the similarity between art and groundwater is in terms of the beauty. I think beauty is the combination between simplicity and the complexity.
Okay, yeah.
The simplicity part is groundwater is very clean, very tasty, and complexity part is groundwater connected a lot of issues like agriculture and energy and a lot of things, right? So the complexity and the simplicity all together make a beauty, and probably art is the same as that way.
Yeah, and that's a great way of thinking of it too. Like we often think about such complicated, complex groundwater models or analysis, and how can we think of both complicated and simple?
Yeah.
And how can both of those be beautiful? I wonder even, I've been starting to do some drawing and painting a little bit on the side. Nothing fancy or anything, but I wonder if art can be some sort of therapy for us.
Right,
we talk about art therapy,
right.
And it's certainly helped me think differently about how I am in the world and how I want to express that. And I wonder if that's another way we can think of how groundwater can be beautiful, or how groundwater science can be beautiful in different ways of expressing that.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I think that art and groundwater both has a whole in individual. So the relationship between whole and individuals connected to each other. So that's a good, to bring to the art to the groundwater issue too.
Yeah, so many different thinking about how groundwater is connected. Thinking how groundwater can be beautiful, how we can bring culture and nature together. All of these things. It's such a more nuanced, but also a kind of exciting way of thinking about groundwater.
Right, yeah.
So thank you for the conversation.
Right, thank you, Tom.
Boom.
Good. Right, okay. Right. Okay, this way, this is nice.